See him a beast when he hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch on the champ, only need one round like yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring.
All right, folks, I've never had a fighter on the show who has been requested by so many teammates before. The Dante Rivera boys, Eric Nolan, Jerry Leshy, Luke Fernandez, they've all been like, yo, Matt Caracappa, you got to get him on the Scrap News. So say less, folks. After his big round one knockout at Cage Fury 116, here he is. Matt Caracappa, happy holidays. How you doing, brother?
Thanks, bro. I'm doing good.
I mean, dude, like I just told you before we started filming, I was at the fight, round one knockout over Kyle Kaler, CFFC 116. The place was bumping, the roof was off. Insane fight. Congratulations. Do me a favor. One, how are you feeling after that fight? And two, from what you remember through the adrenaline, walk me through that performance.
So basically, bro, it was such a long time coming. Like the preparation for this fight. I've had so many fights lined up over the past, I don't know if you know, it's been 4 years since I last fought. So, yeah, over that 4 years, it's been so many fights lined up that have fallen through for whatever reason, most of it on my end. So just leading up to the fight, like it wasn't real until I stepped foot in the cage. Like, you know what I mean? Because I've seen so many things go wrong before.
Yeah.
So, like, but once I got in that cage, bro, I knew it was over. I knew it was over. Not even just the fight, bro. My career, like how it's about to take off. I knew the minute that I set back foot in there, I was home, bro.
I mean, dude, you looked just like that. The energy was off the charts. You looked super confident, and honestly, your opponent couldn't do jack shit against you. You had everything
shout
covered.
Out to my opponent though, bro, because he was a tough kid, and I came in overweight too, and he could have backed out from the fight. Like, you know what I mean? He had that chance. He could have took his show money. But when I stepped on the scale, I was 2 pounds over. I seen his face. He like shrugged. And I was like, oh, this kid's the man. Like, you know what I mean?
That was his professional debut. So I don't think he wanted to drop out of that one either.
Exactly. And, you know, and we talked after, and I told him, like, because I've been there before. I lost my pro debut. I know how fucking much that shit really sucks, you know? But I told him, don't do what I did. Bounce back. Get back in there.
Yeah, man. And it was great to see you back in there, too, after 4 years. I actually haven't realized it was that wrong, but sure enough, I'm looking at it right now. It has been 4 years. So welcome back. Welcome to the main show because, as you said, this is just the start of your career. But before we keep going, if you can remember any of the fight, can you walk me through what actually happened in the octagon?
So we went out there. We touched gloves. And I just put the pressure on him early. And I heard his corner. I was listening to his corner even more than my corner because I just wanted to see what they were thinking. We were right in his corner, and I just heard him saying, like, get ready, here it comes. He's throwing hands to shoot. And I don't know, bro. It's been 4 years. You know what I mean? So like that first interaction, there was so much fucking tension built up, and then I don't even know what to tell you. We clashed legs right in the beginning. I went to throw a teep. He lifted his leg. I wound up splitting my shin open pretty bad. I wound up fucking getting infected with staph after the fight. Huh. But whatever. And then I wound up falling to a leg, I think. And I didn't even watch the whole fight back. I wound up falling to a leg, and I think I just took him down. And I got my bad. Can I curse?
Curse away, bro. Fuck it.
Fuck it. And I mounted him, bro. I started dropping these elbows, and I felt the arena shaking. Like they were hard elbows. And I knew once I landed the first one, once I had him in mount, the fight was over. I knew he was not getting out of mount. He was either going to get finished with strikes or I was going to choke him out. And I wanted to finish him with strikes. I wanted the submission. I love submission. I'm trying to get my brown belt.
Well,
but it is what it is.
They say knockouts are harder to get than submissions statistically in MMA. So, you know, get the knockout out early and then stack up the submissions later. So you can say, yo, I don't need knockouts. I already did that.
Yeah.
Was that your favorite win of your career? It was your first professional win, have you said, and the place was bumping. It was a crazy knockout. Was that your favorite win so far?
You know, bro, I would say like it definitely is my favorite win, but it's like my past is my past. This feels like a fresh start. It feels like my first one. You know what I mean? So it is like the most like important fight to me. It was the most important fight to me, but every fight moving forward is now going to replace this one, man.
I love it, dude. Did you happen to see the clip I posted of your teammate Eric Nolan talking about jumping the cage?
Yeah, I did.
So for those who didn't see it, Eric was like, so in Matt Caracappa's fight, he said before the fight that he was going to jump the cage, and you won, you jumped the cage, and then Eric was like, oh shit, now I got to jump the cage and I got to go further into the crowd. So let me ask you, next fight, are you going to top Eric's cage jump? What are you going to do?
Bro, first of all, I'm gonna let this be said. Eric is just a fighter, bro. And I wasn't even gonna bring this up, but Eric I said to Eric, I said I'm gonna finish this kid, and I said I'm jumping the cage. And he was like, oh, that's dope. And then I'm listening to him talk to Rob Hadak, you know who he is? He's the owner of the promotion.
President.
I hear him tell Rob, like 10 minutes after, he's like, Rob, I'm gonna finish this kid and I'm gonna jump out the cage. And I just looked at him like what? And then I said to him, he was like, yeah, well, I'll make it further than you. And he did. He did make it further than me. I was laughing when I seen the clip because you see us at the end, me and Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great clip, dude. And I don't know if you saw, but if it makes you feel any better, Eric busted his ass.
Yeah, I did see that. I was right there. I watched it.
So there you go. You got it back. But great night for Dante Rivera's. Unfortunately, you went 2-1 on the night. Jerry Leshy didn't get it done in a close fight. Have you talked to Jerry at all since the fight? How's he doing?
Jerry's my right-hand man, bro. It's like I have a little brother, but he's like my second little brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I told him exactly what I told my opponent, bro, because I've been there. and I told both of them, look up how many UFC champions lost their pro debuts. And I told Jerry, I said, look at me, bro. I'm going to be a UFC star, champion, everything. I lost my pro debut. You're no different. Because he did what a lot of people wouldn't do. I did it too. I stepped up my pro debut and I fought somebody on the same level as me. Not a lot of people who do that shit. They like to fight cans and pad up their records, but we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you both had very tough debut fights, both split decision losses. Jerry, I mean, how old are you? Let me ask how old you are. Are you 25?
27.
27? Okay. And Jerry's what, 21, 22?
2.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only 25, but Jerry, in all senses, is a kid. And for him to go in there, get that cut on his head, and fight the grueling fight he did, you know, Jerry, if you're watching this, brother, hats off, nothing but respect, dude. Absolutely love it, man. Keep your head held high. Can't wait to see you back in there because, as Matt said, a lot of UFC stars started out with an 0-1 record for whatever reason. Talking about Dante Rivera, obviously, I know this answer, but let me ask you, can you just tell the people, the new fans that are watching, who do you train with? Who are your coaches? Who are some of your training partners?
Yeah, so obviously my main coach, my head coach is Dante. And I like to I bounced around over the years. I've worked with different people, but Dante's always been my main coach. This fight I worked with Ryan Kafora. He was helping me with my hands. And that's really what it was. It was just Dante and Ryan.
And then, like, you know, as I mentioned, Eric Nolan, Luke Fernandez, Jerry Leshy, just killer gym. I also found out, just because, you know, I probably the past year or so started following CFFC very closely and started to learn all you guys as regional fighters. You have 2 other brothers that also train at Dante Rivera's, Phil and Nick, correct?
Yes.
So, you know, Phil's, I believe he's 9-2 as a pro. Nick's 3-0 as an amateur. Is Nick going to go pro eventually? What's going on with that?
Yeah, Nick's definitely going to go pro. He's probably getting ready to go pro. I tell him wait a little bit longer, get a few more fights in. But he'll definitely be in there soon. But hopefully, I don't know if it'll ever happen. The 3 of us on a CFFC card would be pretty cool.
That'd be awesome. How old is Nick?
He's fuck, man. You got to put me on the spot.
Give me a. Is he like 20, young 20?
No, I'm playing. He's 21 or he's 22.
Okay, that's
or 23.
So he's got plenty of time to be amateur and then go pro. And then Phil's your older brother?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and then you know, we saw him in 2022. Does he have any fight news coming up that you know of? I'm not trying to put you on the spot there.
Yeah, he's actually fighting because CFFC has those back-to-back cards coming up in March.
They didn't announce him yet, so we'll keep it on the hush. But yeah, I think March is coming back.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure he's got a title fight. He's gonna be. We're both gonna be fighting on it, not together, back-to-back nights. But he's got a title fight. Yeah, we might be on the same card. Who knows?
Oh man, you just gave me some juicy stuff to dig into as a journalist. So thank you for that. But
Yeah.
that'd be awesome, man. Back to back Caracappa nights. Let me ask you a silly, ridiculous question. Your brothers growing up, within 10 years of age between the three of you. I had three brothers growing up. You kind of wrestle, you mess around. As grown men, who wins in a fight? All three of you at once.
If we fight each other,
Yep, you're fighting each other in the octagon. Who's winning?
I'm fucking. And I hope they say the same about themselves. But for real, I'll fuck them both up.
I love
Nah,
it.
I'm playing.
Nah, that's the brotherly love we love, dude. We love that. Me and my brothers, we love fighting too. It's all love around here. So, Matt, big dub, holiday season, big card coming up in March, it sounds like. What's next for you? Do you have an opponent yet in March, or that's just when they're looking to schedule you?
I don't have an opponent. I think maybe today, Dante called me. He's gonna send me over an opponent today. They're gonna start sending them. So we'll start. But I'm trying to fight on that March card over at Parks Casino in Pennsylvania, and then a month later, I'm trying to get on the April card in Tampa. So I'm trying to stay active. I'm trying to be in the UFC by the summer. I want to be on the Contender Series by the summer. So I'm trying to rack up as many finishes as I can before August and try and make that happen.
That was my next question. I assume your ultimate career goal, just talking to you and knowing your level of energy, is to be a UFC champion. That's the route you'd like to take. You'd like to get on Contender Series in 2023.
Yeah, that's how I'm trying to get in there. And bro, that is the goal. It's been the goal since I'm 21 years old. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is.
I love that, dude. I love that. And I mean, let me just say, you might not be able to think this because it's your actual name, but from an outside perspective, Matt Caracappa, whew, that's a UFC name right there, bro. That's just gotta
Matt the
fills up the
Teflon
tongue.
Don Caracappa.
You say it again?
Matt the Teflon Don Caracappa.
That's the official nickname, the Teflon Don?
Yeah, Teflon Don. That's the official nickname.
Tapology and Sure Dog got to get that up because that rolls off the
You
tongue.
don't got that?
Nah, they don't have it
They
up
don't
yet.
have it on there? They got to get on.
They'll see this interview and put it up. Don't worry. So let me just ask you. Obviously, you want to get on Contender Series this summer. What's kind of your stepping stones overall to get that UFC championship? Like, if everything goes your way over the next couple years, how do you envision it going, sort of step by step?
I'll tell you this, bro. When I was, because this has always been the goal. It's always been the dream since a little kid. Probably for my two brothers as well. We grew up watching it. And when I was like 19 years old, I want to say, I had a picture drawn up, like this girl that she was an artist. She drew a picture. And it's me. I still have it. It's me sitting in a boxing ring with a UFC belt on it, and it says 2024. And like, that's just, bro, I'm telling you, that's what it is. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Amen.
I feel it. I know it. I've known it for years. And then there was, I don't know if you probably don't know my story, but there was times throughout like these past 4 years where I didn't think I'd ever fight again. You know what I mean? And my dreams were over. You know what I mean? And now I'm back. And just after the last weekend, 2 weekends ago, I'm right on track to still accomplish my dreams in the time that I wanted to accomplish them. And in fact, I feel like it worked out better because I'm ready to fight in the UFC right now. And I'm just starting my career. You know what I mean?
I mean, just being at a cage fury event, regional events in general, whatever you want to call it, non-UFC events, really, you can tell the caliber of fighter. This guy, nah. This guy, You out there, dude, you just look different than most of the other fighters on the card. You look more well-rounded, more precise, more honed in on all of your skills. You have that UFC talent about you already. So in my opinion, dude, you stay active, you stay healthy, you stay mean in your style and finishes. 2024, that's all you, baby. Now, let me ask you, you said you've had a rough past 4 years. You're right. I just met you today. I really don't know a lot about your story. If you care to get into any of that, what kept you out of fighting so long? What's been going on?
Well, so I took that loss in my pro debut, and bro, I was so like I lost that fight before the fight, and I almost won the fight too. So I'm not making excuses because I left it all in there. You know what I mean? I went out of my shield, and but the fight was lost before, and like all respects, I wound up becoming cool with that kid after. If we run that back, I finished. And that's just how it is. I should have finished in that night, but I wasn't there mentally. And after that fight, I never even like really went home, like home again, man. I packed up my car and I headed south. Drove down to Florida. I stayed in Florida for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then I started heading west. I went out to California and Cali. I was out there for a long time. I started training with Freddie Roach over at Wildcard Boxing Gym. I was sparring all the fighters over there. Then I went to coming home for Christmas. I flew back home. It was supposed to be just for 2 weeks. I flew back home. I wound up getting arrested, getting wrapped up in some shit. And then over the past 3 years, I've been dealing with that because the case, everything's pushed back because of COVID. So shit wasn't moving for a long time. And then for the past 2 years, bro, I was dealing with mental health. You know what I mean? I was sick. I was in and out of rehab for 2 years, fighting an opiate addiction. This fight, I booked this fight on the phone in rehab.
Really?
Yeah. 3 months before I was in rehab, I called Dante and I cried to him on the phone. I was like, bro, I need this. I need this because I won't even stay here. He had to tell me on the phone because I kept calling him for like 3 days. He had to tell me on the phone to put you on the card because I wouldn't even, bro, I was so far gone at that point in my life. It's a miracle the way I've been able to bounce back so quickly because if you wouldn't recognize me if you see me 3 months ago, 4 months ago. But I needed it. I started running like 10 miles a day. They had a treadmill in rehab. I started running like 10 miles a day. I had Rocky playing. I was right back there, man. And that's what got me through it. And that's what's going to continue to get me through it. Because I'm wild, bro. I'm wild. I do the extreme with everything that I do. And when I'm putting it towards fighting, like I'm going to rise quick. Because I'm going to put everything that I have into it. You know what I mean?
So for 3 or 4 months, you've been pretty good. Everything's been back to good. I mean, obviously, it seems like it's talking to you now, and based on your performance, I'd say so.
Yeah, for sure. I would say fight saved my life, but it's a continued process. You know what I mean? It's a continued process. I have a very strong support system. If it wasn't for my family, we wouldn't even be doing this interview right now. I know that much. But my family and my coach, bro, I lived with Dante. There was a period over the past 4 months where I lived with him. Him and his girlfriend were sorry, you there?
Yeah, you're good.
Him and his girlfriend were literally taking care of me because I couldn't even take care of myself. It got to that point.
Well, I'm genuinely really glad to hear you're doing better, man. One day at a time. I know a little bit of that game myself. A lot of people do. Too many of us do. So all we can do, man, one day at a time. And I'm glad to see you're winning the battle as we speak. You said you don't have a specific opponent yet for this next fight in March. Is there anybody you'd like to fight? Any names out there?
Yeah, there is. I already called him out, but he's not responding. I don't know how to say his last name. It's Chris. They call him Big Nog. But
Okay.
Big Nog was talking shit. He posted a picture of me up on his Instagram because we were supposed to fight September 9th. And I wound up going away to rehab. I was in rehab. I got out of rehab on September 19th. So I was in rehab when I was supposed to fight. And I guess he thinks I got scared or something and I pulled out to fight. He sent me some messages on Instagram too. And then he wanted to delete everything after the fight. So I was a little confused. And so I called him out. We offered the fight and they turned it down.
Well, I'll make sure to clip that and get it out there and hope that he sees it and you can get that W over Big Nog. So, Matt, obviously, man, we've been talking fighting here for like 20 minutes. Something I like to ask everybody I interview because you are more than just a warrior. You are more than just a fighter. When you're not training, when you're not fighting, if that is ever a time in your life, do you have any interests or hobbies that don't revolve around fighting? Like, tell me a little bit about Matt the person instead of Matt the fighter.
This is it, bro. What you see is what you get. I'm obsessed with this shit. Because to go where I'm going, you got to be obsessed with this shit. You know what I mean? This is everything to me. I'm a fucking rock star, bro. The minute I get to the UFC, it's game over. I'm fighting to do whatever I want to do, whenever I want to do it. You know what I mean? Oh, fuck, I moved off the page. And I'm trying to change the lives of the people around me. I'm trying to change my family's lives. And if I didn't think I could do that with fighting, I'd be doing some other shit. Because I've tasted a life like that before. I've tasted freedom. There was periods of my lives where I didn't have to work and all I did was train. You know what I mean? I retired early. I'm trying to retire early again. I'm back to work right now. That's what this is. You know what I mean? I'm trying to run up a fucking bag and be out.
Run up a bag, steal a belt, get the hell out of there and live life 35
Yeah.
years old and
And
on.
me and Conor McGregor have the same birthday, bro. So that means something. That means something. Mark my words, that means something.
I got that Conor pop doll up there somewhere.
Hell yeah.
But no, man, I love that, dude. I love that mentality.
I'm trying to do what he did, bro. I'm trying to do what he did. When I get in the UFC, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. I don't know what it is, bro. There's something about me. You know what I mean? I've known it my whole life, and I've been told it my whole life. I got that X factor. My star shines a little bit brighter. You know what I mean?
Love it, dude. Love it. That's some literal championship mentality. So keep that shit going, dude. And clearly this is something I noticed on your Instagram. Other people noticed this too, because I don't know if you've met him or if you trained with him, but the one and only King Gordon Ryan follows you on Instagram. Did you know that? Do you know Gordon?
Bro, I got big names following me. If you really look into my followers, there's bigger names than Gordon Ryan following me. Bro, I grew up. See, this is another thing people don't know about me. I grew up, bro, very young, sparring the best fighters in the world. Because I wanted to see where I match up with, like, against them. Everybody else was scared to spar guys like Zabit. You know what I mean?
I saw you on Zabit, yeah.
I was 20 and 21 years old sparring him for his fight camps. You know what I mean? And I sparred guys like I got to do a lot of rounds with Frankie Edgar, Cody Garbrandt. You know what I mean? But as I was saying, if you really look through my followers, I got some big names there. You might find some like fucking Playboy models too.
Oh, see, I follow Gordon. That's why it popped up. He's like, yo, Gordon Ryan follows Matt Caracappa.
Yeah, but I know, of course, yeah, I know Gordon. He because of Dante. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, he's been in Henzo and Dante.
Yeah, Gordon's a man. He's came to the gym a bunch and like has ran like seminars and stuff for the gym.
Yeah, he's the GOAT, as they say in jiu-jitsu. So I was very curious about that. Another thing I'm curious about, are you like, I know you fight obviously and your life kind of revolves around that, but are you a fan of UFC fighting in general too?
Yeah, of course.
So 2022 is over. Well, it will be over probably by the time I post this interview. It was a hell of a year of fights in the UFC specifically. Yuri Prochazka, Leon Edwards, and Alex Pereira all getting the belt and new in the final minute of the 5th round of the fight. I mean, that's just insane. What was your like favorite UFC or even just MMA moment of 2022, other than your big win the other night?
Probably Leon Edwards, bro. Probably Leon Edwards, because I was always a big fan of him and just the story and just the way everything played out. Like he's down in the fight, you know what I mean? I love that shit, bro. The fight ain't over until the fight's over,
dude.
And that's like even if you ever watch my my pro debut back, like I was looking for the finish, bro, up into the last second. Like, and that's how it's got to be. From the minute the bell rings to the minute it's over. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking for the finish. I'm not looking to fucking point fight with you. I don't care about the scorecards. I don't care if I'm down in the fight. Because if there's time on the clock, you know what I mean? It's time to finish.
Yeah, man. And I mean, greatest sport in the world because of that reason. It's a game of inches, and that inch could come at any second of the fight. You just need 3 of those moments, or maybe 2 of those moments, and then you're on Contender Series, my friend. So let me just give you this last moment here to talk, Matt, before we get out of here. A rising star, UFC bound soon, I am sure, regardless on a tear in CFFC. Let me just give you the opportunity. You have lots of fans, lots of eyes on you, supporters, friends, and family. I'm sure you even got a couple of haters out there because all the good fighters do. So anything you'd like to say to anyone or everyone, the mic is yours.
First and foremost, I'd like to say, can we just have a quick moment of silence for the still sick and suffering inside and outside these walls? And yeah, bro, that's the message that I want to show the world, is that you could bounce back from anything. You know, I've been counted out by everybody in my life. I've lost everything. Everything that you could lose, I've lost, bro. I've lost family members. I've lost friends. I've lost my car. I lost my job. I lost my dream. I lost everything. And I had to start from scratch. I had nothing left. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people out there right now that are going through what I went through. And they're giving up on their dreams. And because, bro, it's like that game right there, that game, like the drugs, it's no different than the fight game. It's a game of inches. You know what I mean? You're playing with your life. You're playing with your life. And a lot of people, it all stems down to mental health. And get your head right. And that's the message that I want to pass along to people. Just take care of yourself. Take care of your mental health. Take time. You know, because I mean that's really it, bro. I'm trying to pass that message, and I'm trying to blow up. I'm trying to get rich and disappear.
I love that, man. That's like a really good message to spread, and I appreciate you saying that on my show. So, Matt, I just want to say one more time, thank you again so much for talking. It was truly an honor to meet. I'm definitely going to be coming into the gym, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, to get some pictures, videos, little interviews with you guys. So I guess we'll see each other again then. But otherwise, man, enjoy your New Year's Eve. Enjoy your New Year's. Everybody who's watching, I will link all of Matt's social media info below. Go follow him and do yourself a favor. Go to YouTube real quick. Type in Matt Caracappa knockout and just look at that dope performance from last time out, because it's one you don't want to miss. But Matt, again, thank you, man. Enjoy your new year and kick ass, brother. We'll do it again soon. All right.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Have a good one.